Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a Lego set and a model kit, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker, you can just go ahead and lurk. That's also okay. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here. It's January 1st, 2026. It's a new year, and it's the same, mostly the same Build with Bear. Slight alterations, but mostly the same. I should say there is still a promotion going on right now. If you want to gift 5 or more subs, you can save 35% off, and I don't lose money out on that. So it's a pretty good deal. Lord Crashing says, hey, Pat. Hey, Lord Crashing's happy to have you here as well. So tonight's agenda, we are going to finish the Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and DK Jumbo. It's almost done. And then I am going to get started on the RX-178 and the FXA-05D, aka the Super Gundam. When you take a 178 and you put a cool backpack on it, it becomes the Super Gundam, which is fun to say. That's a model kit that was in my backlog for all of 2025. It never got picked for my $10 patrons, and I just decided that I wanted to get it out of my backlog. So it's going to be the first model kit that I build in 2025. Or six. That's the first time I fucked that up this year. It won't be the last. Let's go to the overhead camera. So, some things are a little different around here. Not that you can see in this shot, of course. We do have our Donkey Kong right here. We've got the Jumbo here, the DK Jumbo. We got a banana peel with a face on it, right there. But mostly, this is the same as it's been. I'm actually gonna zoom out here a little wider. This is the same. This is how it looks, right? But there already been a change that you would have heard if you were here before the stream really kicked off. As I continue to work on some Lego here, I'll talk about this. And there is a change that you will not hear until halfway through the stream. So in November, it was announced that Stream Deck, or Elgato, the people that make Stream Deck, were going to get rid of having music in their download library, basically. So if you were unaware, when people press the dance button, a dance song plays. And when people when I transition from the overhead camera, or the shot on camera to the overhead camera, the dramatic music that plays, those sound cues, those songs were from the Elgato database. And you were available to download for free, and they just downloaded right into the Elgato Steam Deck folder, and it was very convenient and easy for me, your friend Pat, to just make use of that. They're getting out of that. They're done with that. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to have to start importing either MP3s or WAV files into there, no problem. Well, while I was doing that, while I was getting a bunch of music to play, I decided that there was something else I could do there. And that was get new music. So when I do my dramatic transition, that will be a new song that I think works pretty good. And the music that plays before the stream starts is new. Previously, I was working under music, but just with one artist that happened to have some music, and I'm sick of it. I played that music for too long. It was time for a change. And so I decided that I was going to get all new music. And all of this music is from YouTube, and it's all music from their music library that does not need me to list, like, who made it and where it's from and all that stuff. I do not need to include attrition. Not attrition. I'm sorry. I'm looking for a piece here. Oh, there it is. I do not need to put in their names, which is nice. because that way I don't have to track which songs I was playing pre-show and list it all out. I can just do random order. I downloaded like 30 songs, and I will get to that in just a moment, Lord Crashington. Let me finish my piece, and then I will get to hearing the new dance song for the month. But I do want to just say, I want to finish this thing talking about music, and then we'll transition to that music. So I will get to you. It won't be now, but I will get to you in a moment. So I have a bunch of songs ready to go. I have listened to most of them. I have not listened to all of them. There will most likely be a time where I am playing music before the stream starts, and then I go, actually, not this one. And then I just delete it, and that's fine. But I have a bunch of music, thank you, Lord Crashington, all of which is cool with YouTube, including every dance song that I have. I downloaded 13 dance songs, and all of them should be fine on both YouTube and Twitch. And I downloaded one extra one because I only need 12 this month, but I downloaded one extra one in case one of them says it's fine, but then somebody has claimed it, because that does happen on YouTube, where somebody claims every part of a video that they made, including music they don't own a license to, but they claim it. News channels do that when they play music for like news segments. They will claim a track because they're claiming the whole video, and you have to be like, you don't own that. But nobody fought them on it before, so it becomes a thing. So there might be a song that just becomes really fucking annoying for me to have to like fight, so I'll just remove it. But right now, this song, this new dance song, should be totally cool, and I should be in the clear. And every song I play before the stream starts, and every song I play within, like including the dramatic music, should be all cool. And let's find that out right now. Thank you for using your channel points. First dance button of the year. Yeah. It's the kind of song you want to do the robot to. No. There is a slight delay on that track. I should clean that up. Will I clean that up before the next stream? Probably not. I probably won't clean that up before the next stream, but I will eventually make it so that when I press the dance button like this, there's a delay there, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna fix that delay. I will at some point fix that delay. All right, we're gonna put this here. Get our target together here, or put that there, and then we got our last sticker of the build here. Booyah! And then let me get my spudger here for applying our bullseye. Put there. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. If you were out late last night, I hope it was a good time. If you stayed in last night, I hope it was a good time. If you went to sleep before midnight, I mean, that's just cool shit. If you stayed up and you were like, cool, 2026, all right, going to bed. That's also fucking awesome. I watched wrestling until a little after 10 p.m. And then I decided, okay, I'm just going to dick around. I had a little bit of work to do, which I did. I started getting some stuff together for another project that I'm working on, and did that, which went well. And yeah, and then it was midnight. I was in my friend's chat, my friend Ra, hanging out there, and I was like, cool, I'm here. And then I went, and it was not midnight for her because she is on the West Coast. And so then I popped into a friend of mine where it was, and kind of just said, hey, and then that was it. And so that was basically my my whole time there. Oh, I didn't put that on there. I missed it. I think it was there. All right. Oh yeah, and then we got these two pieces that go on here. This shoots shells. You can shoot a shell at a target. That's the idea. You put the thing there and you hit that, and then the banana falls off the target. That's the idea. Lorecrash says, we got snow throughout most of the evening to make for a rough drive home. I imagine that does make a rough drive home, yeah. Okay, yeah, so you load up the idea is that we're going to take our Donkey Kong here. We'll put Donkey Kong in there. Put the head like that. That, yeah. Donkey Kong's there. Well, I guess they kind of have it like this. Yeah. Donkey Kong's like this. And then you can shoot from a distance. You know what? I didn't make the gun. When was the gun supposed to be built? I guess I missed a step on the gun. I'm realizing now. Oh yeah, or it was right there. It was a step that I missed. I was like, oh, I didn't put in the part that shoots the things there. Oops, yeah, it shoots it out. You load it up, and then you can watch me do it here. There it goes. Load up the red shell. Oops, because you have more. Maybe you have more luck with the red shell, and then you can. I don't know, like I'm not going to get the angle right on this, but maybe I can do it like this here. Put it like that. And then, yeah. Target practice. Cool. That's a fun bit of business. But yeah, it was mostly a low-key night. I got to tell you, folks, I don't remember the last time I didn't stream on New Year's Eve. It's been a while. I just didn't feel like doing it this time around. My apologies if people were expecting it. I just didn't feel like doing it. I just didn't. It didn't feel like a thing I wanted to do, so I didn't do it. We got a bunch of Lego left over here. Put that over here. Deal with that later. Yeah, I just didn't have it in me to do a longer stream, and I think part of the reason why, a big reason why, is because I knew that on Tuesday I was going to do a long stream. Now, it turned out that Pat Bear's Anime Club Live wasn't actually that long compared to other Pat Bear Anime Club Live recordings. It was one of the lighter ones because there was like not a lot to say about the fall season, it turns out, as much as I have other seasons. I just didn't have as much to say. So it was it didn't take me as long to complete that video. But when I thought about that, I was like, I just kind of don't want to go from that to immediately like doing another long stream the next day and doing like a 3-hour stream, and I didn't know what I would do that night, and so I ended up not doing it, and I don't feel bad about that. I like being with people on New Year's Eve, but I was okay. I did all right. Donkey Kong can go like that. So I'm done with this. Donkey Kong has been completed here. Whoops. Sorry about that. Donkey Kong fell on my keyboard. This is of course, Mario Kart Donkey Kong and DK Jumbo set. We got our Donkey Kong here, which is great. I like this Donkey Kong. Good times. I like there's the screen printing on the nose and the eyes. That's good. Got the I enjoy the tie, the fabric tie. And then we got our DK Jumbo, which is a good cart, good Mario Kart cart here. Good shapes, you know, the fact that it's a barrel. It's good business. The DK symbol there. Good. It's got the shell launcher. It's a fun little bit of business. Rolls around pretty good. And then the little target with the banana there, just for some practice shot. This is a fun build. I would recommend this one. If you are looking for some Mario Kart builds to do, you can also, if you build one of the other Mario Kart ones, you can put in like Mario or in here if you wanted to, or I believe there's also a Yoshi. So you can interchange them if you'd like, if that's how you'd like to go about your business. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll build any other ones, but I did like building this one. So, yeah. And I think that's it. All that's left is to take a photo of this thing, of our Donkey Kong. Our Donkey Kong there. Having the shell have a part because it's a launcher, I kind of wish that one of these wasn't launchable and it was just like cut off here and it was just the shell. I kind of wish that was the case, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It's just, I wish it was. I wish it was detachable, maybe. I don't know. But I guess if it was detachable, this little piece could get stuck in there, and then that would be frustrating. So I am going to get my phone out here and put in my passcode in a place where you can't see me do it. And then I'm going to take a photo of Donkey Kong. And then we'll move on to a model kit. There we go. Fun build. Put all this over here so it's out of my fucking way. It's out of the way. And then we will swap from Donkey to Super. Get rid of that. And now we will work on the RX-178 and the FXA-05D, aka the Super Gundam, which we're going to be working on now. This kit comes with 2 different sets of poly caps, and it'll be interesting to see which are the ones we need. But I believe that I want to say that this is the one for okay, well, one is PE and one is PC. So do they label them? Okay, no, this says PE. All right, no, this is the same. Okay, so they're the same. One is a darker color than the other. I assume that this is going to be the one that you use for the okay, so PC 123, yep, same. That's the same. I imagine this is the one you use for the smaller piece here. Yeah, for that. I want to see what this is in Japan. What this Japanese words here is for the thing that makes it super, the backpack, which is probably what I'm going to call it. But I'm going to look to see what they call it here. Camera. See what Google Lens says. The G Defender. Okay, yes, the G Defender. You can see that if I do it over here. This is Defender, G Defender. Oh, it's going through a lot of possibilities. It's sticking with G Defender. Okay. So I imagine that this is for the G Defender because there are only so many of them because they're different colors. And so I imagine, I mean, look, they're polycaps. You don't see them anyway, but we need an A there. I'm just going to look through it. A, we need the G here. F, which we have. F. I think it's fine. Yeah. Oh, there's stickers there. Okay. Yeah, we're going to start with, I don't know why we're starting with this instead of the 178, but we're starting with the G Defender backpack first. So we'll do that. But yeah, you know, we got to make this Super Gundam super. So we'll get going on that. Do have some stickers here to do as well. And I have built a bunch of these old kits, but I don't think I've built, this is a 2002. Yeah. I don't think I've necessarily built the 178 before, but I built variations of it. But yeah, I'm excited to work on this thing. It's got a flight mode, which is right there, which is just you put it just sitting, laying down. And these become like runners. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool looking. I'm excited to build this thing. As I said, this has been in my backlog all of 2020. Maybe I got it. You know what? Honestly, I don't remember when I got it. Did I buy this on Amazon or USA Gundam Store? I should have looked this up sooner, and my apologies that I didn't. but I'm going to look this up. Let's see if... Did I buy it on Amazon? The Super Gundam. Holy shit. I ordered this kit on December 21st, 2024. I ordered at the same time that I ordered the a Lego Dreams set. So even if this took a couple days because it was from Amazon, it clearly didn't take that long for me to get it. So yeah, I definitely had this the entire year. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I had this all of 2025 and a little bit of 2024. So it's long overdue for me to build this thing. So we're going to build this thing. Oh, there's stickers immediately. Sure there are. We'll get into it. We'll get it going here. Need that, and then I need D11, D10, and D21. I mentioned that last night I watched some professional wrestling at AEW, and I want to give a shout out. Obviously, hey, look, I know it's all scripted. I understand. But I still want to give a shout out for her hard work to be put in a position where she can do this kind of thing. Willow Nightingale, professional wrestler Willow Nightingale, has become the first ever two-time TBS champion for AEW. And she is also the first ever woman in AEW to hold two of the company's belts. Obviously, Mercedes Moné holds many titles. I believe Mercedes is the first woman in AEW to also hold a Ring of Honor title at the same time as a AEW title. Forgive me if I'm incorrect on that. But Willow is the first person to win two AEW titles. First woman, I should say, to do that, which is awesome. Willow Nightingale is a phenomenal wrestler and cool as shit, and a real sweetheart in real life, IRL. And it whips ass that she is the TBS champion and one half of the women's tag champions. It's cool as hell. There was a part of me that up until like a couple of months ago assumed that Mercedes Moné was going to win the world title while still holding the TBS title, that Mercedes was never going to lose the TBS title, and she was instead going to win the world and then just drop the TBS. It's so much better that she lost it. She lost it on TV in the main event on a big show, and it puts Willow over huge, and it rules. It's that good that we constantly are looking for as wrestling fans. It's just all upside. It plays into the story of Mercedes Moné slowly losing all her belts and her mind, which is just a good story. And for Willow, it's awesome. Lasser says, I really did not expect Mercedes to lose there. I figured it would be on a pay-per-view. Yeah, I think they're accelerating her decline, which is great. Obviously in kayfabe, having her lose a title like that. I think that's awesome. We'll see what happens. Now, this is a thing that I have an issue with. There is an issue. I am thrilled for Willow. I love this for Mercedes' story. Here's the thing. So there are now 3 AEW women's titles. The most recent pay-per-view only had 2 women's matches. There was a pre-show match, but on the main card. Only 2 women's title matches because Mercedes was trying to win the tag belts while still holding the TBS title. That means unless Willow loses either the TBS or the tag belts before Revolution, on Revolution, there will still only be on the main card 2 women's matches. by having a double champion or someone with the belt going for it, it means that they, unfortunately, the feeling that means they don't have to schedule 3 matches that involve women and title belts. It's very frustrating as somebody that would like to see more women's matches, not less. Also, her mending fences with Statlander could lead, like, it's not impossible to say that maybe that's the match at Revolution, and Willow Nightingale could hold every belt, which would be ridiculous. But they could do that. I don't think they will. I think it's more likely that Mercedes is going to, over the course of next several months, lose a bunch of belts and her mind, and then start winning again and get herself an opportunity to go after the world title. I think that's what you do with this, and that's why she lost it now instead of later, is so that she can play up that storyline over time. That's my thought anyway. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know now, but I'm happy for Willow. I think that's a good result. As you might guess, there's not a lot of news. There's just not a lot of gaming news that we can talk about here. Like, one of the things that I could talk about tonight is just that 3DS prices are going up. Particularly not all 3DSs, but the used market for 3DS XLs are going up. In 2020, they stopped making any version of the 3DS, but the 3DS XL stopped in 2020. It was the final one they had been working on. So if you're like, why would they be going up so much? Nobody really knows. But in general, I would say that the reason why, if I can speculate here, I would say the reason why these prices are going like this and why it is becoming this thing is because 3DSs are very difficult to repair. If you need to work on the top screen, it is a fucking nightmare. And a lot of people won't work on them. So it means that over time, the ones that are in good condition, you can get more money for, because you are, so it's hitting nostalgia for some people, but it also is hitting like a lack of inventory. The stock is going down. And so therefore, people can get more money for it. And then also it's like eBay and all that. Like, you can't discount the fact that people follow trends and all of that. But yeah, if you want a 3DS XL, it's going to cost you a lot of fucking money. It's going to cost you enough money that you're like, well, maybe I should fucking just get a Switch or a Switch 2 for that money. Lashbrook does have a question. Do you think she drops the Ultimo name now or after she loses more belts? Lashbrook, I think that because this is part of a crash out, the character is in a mental collapse, as it were, that Mercedes is just going to consistently demand that people call her Ultimo, even though she does not have enough belts to justify it. I think that's part of the crash, is her being like, excuse me, Renee, it's Ultimo Monet. Thank you very much. I think that's the way to do it. And that's the way they'll do it, because that to me just fits with the current storyline. So yeah, if you want a 3DS on eBay, I would say don't buy it on eBay, or read really closely, because if you think you're getting a deal, it's probably got some damage to it. And working on a 3DS seems like it fucking sucks. So I would say don't like, unless you're very good at doing replacement stuff and repairs and all that on consoles, handheld consoles, I would say That's not the one to start on. Not the one to dip your beak into, as it were. All right, so this goes like this. And then that goes like that. Great, that's in like that. And then you flip it around and you put it here. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. And that goes in like that. That does not feel good. I'll say that. I do not think I will be able to take this out. That was tight and did not feel great going in. But I made it work. And believe me, I did double check my work on that one. Because yeah, like I said, that did not feel particularly thrilling. The only other news story, I don't have like the hottest take on this one. I don't quite know what to say about this. Because there's a lot of fucking doublespeak and nonsense on this. One of the co-founders of Good Old Games, who is also one of the co-founders of CD Projekt, has acquired fully GOG, formerly known as Good Old Games, now just called GOG, because they sell modern stuff too. So now Mikhail owns that, and it is now not part of CD Projekt. And the reasoning is all fucking doublespeak and corporate bullshit, and like I'm not gonna pretend like any of it matters to us and what we're up to here. All right, so this goes like this. This goes like that, and then this goes in. Yeah. That should just go in like that. What did I do wrong? Not knowing why. Okay, so this is like this. That makes sense. And then this goes in here like this. And then this is set up like that. And then this slides in here. But then it doesn't slide in there. And then I look like confused. And I'm like, what? Why? Why isn't this working? And I don't know why it's not working. Because it doesn't go like that. That wouldn't make any sense. All right. So figuring this out here, folks. Sorry about that. Our first build of the year, and I've come across some sort of issue. Okay, so this goes in here. This goes in like this. I have that part done. And then this lives like that. And this piece has to go in like that. And I can't take this back out to see what's going on. I can only do it like this here. Okay, yeah. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, it's got to fit. It's got to fit in there. Oh, there's a little bit of crud, maybe? No, that should be there. I was like, maybe I didn't clean it fully here. Because like that. I was like, is there a nubbin in the way? Doesn't appear to be a nubbin. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why this isn't working. The other one slid right in as I needed it to. Which again, I guess I can try to remove this. It did not want to remove. So, because yeah, this has to be able to do this. So, this will go like here. I'm not going to push it all the way in because it was a nightmare to do that. This has to go like this. So then this has to go like that and be able to come up like that. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't want to go in there. Weird. Very strange. Trim that up a little bit. Maybe that'll suddenly make it work. That's obviously not right. Weird stalemate I have with this piece. A weird bit of business. Just gonna... This looks like here. Okay, yeah. It's the only way this could go. This looks like that. It's the only way it could go. Oops. Where'd you go? There it is. Goes like that. It's the only place it can go here. The first problem of 2026. Yes, indeed. We have hit our first stumbling block of the year. And then this goes. And then it should just slide in. But it doesn't. It should just slide in, but it doesn't. We're now going to make sure that I have the right pieces. I mean, that has to be the right piece. Make sure this is F4. It was supposed to be F4 and F5. I can't imagine that's going to be wrong. The only way it would be wrong is if I put it on the wrong side, and that wouldn't work anyway, because the other side worked fine. Basically, something's weird where this does not want to, because it should be able to do that. And for whatever reason, it's just not doing that. Yeah, it should go like this and slide right in because the other side did. But it's not doing that, and I don't know why. But over. I wonder. Okay. I figured it out. Somehow, I got this piece flipped up the wrong way. And so I was trying to, because you might be able to see here, there's a little bit of a gap there in the black where that goes, and I had it on the wrong side. I basically had this piece flipped over because these are supposed to be like the vents. Instead, I had the vents trying to be pointed this way. So it was all user error. None of that was on the model kit. That was me just looking at it wrong. It happens. Would I like to happen less? Certainly. Am I okay with it happening on a model kit from the year 2002? Yeah, I'm all right with that. That's fine. I could fuck up a model kit from the year 2002 and just not do it right. I'll take that. All right, and they go down like that. Great. Okay, and then this folds back up there. And now we'll put some pieces on here. We'll panel line this thing once it's all, once this part is all done. Well, because we have Got a bunch of stuff that's going to go all... You know what? We're going to wait until it's all together. What am I talking about? Well, let's wait till it's all together because there's a lot to this thing. A lot to the G Defender to build here. So we'll get it all together, and then we'll panel line it at the end. I need F8. Let's see. The only other news story, it was like I said, basically CD Projekt, it seems like CD Projekt Red doesn't want to run a store anymore. They want to focus on being a developer, which you could argue makes a lot of sense, and that should be their mission is to focus on the RPGs and have other people run the game group of the thing. And it was weird that they were doing both. And also they're like I think some of the ideas things they want to do with GOG doesn't fit, and perhaps you could read the press releases and come to the conclusion, not on their end, but on your own investigative end, that maybe they're going to have GOG kind of try to eat a little bit of Steam's lunch, and they don't want Valve to be mad at CD Projekt Red. Maybe. Didn't they already make the developer a separate company? So Lashbrook, basically, they spun it off, but CD Projekt Red still owned GOG, and now one guy owns GOG, who happens to also be a founder of CD Projekt Red. But CD Projekt Red spun it off, and now it is completely independent. They're just making it official and putting it in writing and making it thing. Because like I said, my initial thought would be, they don't want smoke. They do not want the smoke. The things that GOG wants to do, CD Projekt Red is going to be like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that one. That is my guess. Or perhaps they think eventually that GOG is going to have to implement some issues with a bunch of card vendors and stuff like that, credit card vendors and stuff like that, and they just want to protect CD Projekt Red from that. I don't know. Nothing will change with accounts or libraries. CD Projekt Red games will still launch on the platform, and the publishers intact there will be good. Also, reminder that you can make donations to Good Old Games for their preservation work, because they are trying to make patches for games so they keep working, especially in the case of developers not caring about that shit. CD Projekt Red and CDPR being separate entities for whatever reason. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just legal. It's all, Lashbrook, most of it is just tax shit. But I'm saying that GOG is now its own thing, and if you donate to GOG, money doesn't go to CD Projekt Red, which it shouldn't have anyway, but now it definitely won't. But yeah, most of it is just like there's a publisher and a developer, and there was a store, and now the store has nothing to do with the publisher and the developer. On paper again, for legal reasons. That's about it. Other than that, it's like, probably don't really have to worry about it. Probably didn't have to talk about it. Again, slow news, because even if things are happening in the world of games, the people that report on it are going back to work maybe tomorrow. So maybe on Saturday I'll have something to talk about, but I also don't know. I might not. We'll see. I might just need other things to chat about. Speaking of which, other things to chat about. I did a thread on my Blue Sky. That's right. I'm going to reference my own goddamn Blue Sky. Let me find this thread. I made a thread about some of my favorite builds from 2025. I have to scroll to find it. There it is. I will now tell you some of my favorites. And if you have favorites of my builds or of your own builds, if you've been building some stuff in 2025, you can tell me that. I'd love to hear it. But I'll let you know what I have been up to and into and some of my favorites in the last year. Starting off the list, I believe I did pretty much build order here. Of the 3 Magic the Gathering jigsaw puzzles, I think that the Artifacts one was my favorite. I think the very first one I did had some of my favorite cards on it and was the most fun I had building because it was something that I was like experimenting with and trying to figure out. So I had a really good time with that. That's on my list. The Zaku Warrior live concert version Master Grade, which is, of course, the expensive model kit that I purchased with various funds. That was gift card money that won the poll at the end of 2024 that I ran into 2025. And that was what won. And so then I bought the Zaku Warrior live concert version Master Grade, which is probably my favorite model kit build of the year. I also bought and built the Dragon Gundam High Grade. That was a pre-order. That's from G Gundam. It's the Dragon Gundam from G Gundam. I never thought I would build a good high grade of that. It is still remarkable to me that came out and I was able to build that. That rules. I was really pleased that got to be a thing that I got to work on. It made me very happy that I got to do that. And rounding that off, the Zaku 2 Type Solari, which is from the Netflix Gundam series, the short Gundam series there, which I thought was fantastic. Because it just looks really cool, and I think the coloring of that Zaku looks real good. And I like building Zakus. I just like building Zakus, and that was a good chance for me to build a goddamn Zaku. So I was pleased with that. The Nobel Gundam Berserker Mode High Grade. I love the Nobel Gundam. It is just a Sailor Scout Gundam, and the Berserker Mode has cool hair. So that was a fun build. I enjoyed putting that together. That was a good time. All right, so we need this, and then we need F3. The Gundam Vidar Master Grade is a phenomenal Master Grade. It was a fantastic kit that was sent to me because somebody had been gifted one after buying one. And that was a fantastic Master Grade and a really good build. The shrimp version, which I have here, of the sushi model kit, where each of these pieces was glued on using liquid cement. I have it on my desk. It is a desk buddy. I loved doing this. This was a funny, weird little project. I don't want to do it ever again, but I enjoyed it for what it was, which was a weird one. And the Lego One Piece Windmill Village Hut. It was fun to do a One Piece Lego set, and to have a Shanks and a Kid Luffy is fun. 2-armed Shanks in there. That is fun. That was a fun one. I had a good time putting that kit together, or that Lego set together. And then finally, my favorite Lego build of the year, and probably neck and neck with, sorry, let me figure out where this goes here. It goes there. Neck and neck with the Zaku Warrior as my favorite thing that I built in 2025. The Lego Game Boy. The Lego Game Boy is unbelievably good. It is a phenomenal build, top to bottom. It is so good. I had such a good time working on that. It is just unquestionably top tier. A top tier build. So fucking good. Such a good design. Such an intricate, fun thing to put together. The fact that it comes with 2 cartridges. The lenticular lenses are really good and fun. It is just neat. The Mattel Brickshop Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar, which came with a Hot Wheel car. It is this. I never thought that I would have a Hot Wheel in my 40s, but I do. This was a fun thing to put together. It is interesting to try out. Mattel has other ones. I would not be opposed to is this the right one here? I would not be opposed to doing this again. E6. Oh, this is is that 9 or 6 here? Okay, I have one of these is the wrong piece. It's this one. It's the wrong piece. I messed up. I was like, these don't actually snap together. I did something wrong. It turns out I did do something wrong. I needed this piece here. Yeah, I absolutely loved putting that together, and I would do another Mattel build in the future. Another one of their brick shop things, because that was cool. The Gundam Dantalion. I am so happy I built the Gundam with the giant backpack that becomes giant fists. It's a real silly model kit, and it was a pleasure to put that together. And I love having a Gundam with big-ass punch arms. That is just fucking silly in the best way possible. It's just good shit. All right, so this goes into there. Goes in like that. And then I need E3 and E4, and then one of these goes in here. Oh, it goes there. Then I need E15 and E3. And then finally, my last favorite model build of the year is, of course, the 30-minute missions extended armament vehicle, the White Horse version, kit bashed with the 30-minute missions EXM40 Iglite 01 in order to make the 30-minute missions kit bashed Centaur. I did some modifications of model kits this year, but I rarely on stream, if ever, do any kind of kit bashing. And doing a kit bash of that kit to make a fucking weird-ass Centaur, it was delightful. I was happy to do it. It made a very silly project by the end of it. I need E3 here. It ended up making something that was very silly, but I had a ball doing it, so. And also now I have a robot Centaur, which is just a silly thing to have. Right, this goes in like this, and then folds down. And then this piece comes in. Wait. Go like that. This piece is wrong. It goes here. I had it in the wrong spot. I was like, this doesn't come together correctly. And it would if I was doing it right. So there you go. All right. Now let's make sure we lined up everything here. Line this up here properly. Don't want to put too much pressure on this until I get it all lined up, because then it won't snap together right. There we go. And now this piece folds up for missiles or whatever. This piece moves around. This piece looks like that, which still feels wrong, but okay. Oh, because it folds like that? All right, great. Cool, we did this part. This is, all right, and now we got to do to other part here. Along with this thing. And then this is just pretty much the same that we just did there. I mean, I guess identical, or just identical but inverted. No stickers for any of this, which is nice. But yeah, that was my list of my favorite builds here. I would say the Lego Game Boy is the best brick kit I built, hands down. And the Zaku Warrior live concert version is the best model kit I built this year, or this past year. And then you combine it together between the two of them. It's neck and neck on some days. I would say, oh, definitely it's the Lego. The Lego Game Boy is just unbelievable. But that goddamn Master Grade is fucking gorgeous. And I love it so much that I'm like, I kind of fucking love that thing. I don't know if I loved any other build more than that, so I don't know. But I don't have to decide between the two of them. I'm going to mention it now, just to get ahead of things here. I do have a poll up, and this poll will end sometime during the afternoon on Friday. So this is your last time before then to vote. If you have not voted in my "What model kit should I get that is very expensive" poll, or "What expensive kit on Amazon should I buy?" If you were unaware, I received some gift cards. I have a decent amount of money on Amazon via the gift cards, which I will be using to buy an expensive model kit. Now, if the kit costs less than the amount of gift cards I have, those gift cards will get used. The remainder will get used on other model kits. So don't worry about that. All of that's going into that. Right now, there are 3 things up for grabs here to vote for: the Gundam Aerial Master Grade, the Typhoeus Gundam Chimera, and the Wing Gundam Zero Real Grade. So again, the Aerial is the master grade of the Chibi, the SD kit, and the Wing Zero is the real grade, and the Typhoeus is a high grade, but is a giant high grade in an exoskeleton, and it is a crazy looking kit. And whichever one wins, I will buy. Basically, I will cut it off probably around 1 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time, and then I will buy it on Amazon pretty much immediately after, and then the other 2 will still be on my Amazon wish list, and maybe I'll get them in the future, or someone will buy them for me off my wish list. I don't know, but that's how that's going. Right now, the Wing Zero is winning the poll. If a bunch of people voted they could win. It's possible that one of the other 2 could win. The fact that the kit that is not the most expensive is winning is remarkable. It's still doing well, but the most expensive kit is not winning the poll, and that I was surprised by, because that is the first time since I started doing this that the most expensive is not winning. They just always seem to win. So, but yeah, I am looking forward to putting that shit together in the future. It'll probably take a while to arrive. As of right now, if I look at my wish list here, which has all of them, let me sort by price here. I will say that since I put the poll up, the Typhoeus Gundam has gone up in price and is beyond how much gift card money I have, but I will still get it, even though it was now a bunch more money than it used to be, which is a shame. that fucking jumped in price. Holy shit. It's fine. And then the other two have free shipping, but they don't have free shipping, Amazon Prime free shipping. So they will take maybe longer to arrive. Maybe not. But they do have free shipping, which is good. I'm just going to click them and see here. Right now, both of them are saying that they'll arrive pretty quickly. So that's good. They won't take too long, it says. So that's good. I didn't look up prices just for what I thought would take the longest, says Lashbrook. Well, there you go. I mean, the real thing is that, like, all of those will take a good amount of time. What we just had here. Fantasy Frank just subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. There it is. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thank Frank for the support. Appreciate you very much. Very kind of you. And if you're a subscriber, you can throw the emotes in the chat. Get those cool emotes from the good friend Xandra. That's very kind. Thank you very much. All right, let's do this one last piece here, and then we will take a break, a little bit of a break, a build break. So last work, yeah, I mean, so the Typhoon, the Chimera would take forever because it's a full model, it's a full high-grade model kit, plus an exoskeleton on top of it. The real grade would take a long time because real grades take a long time because it's a bunch of tiny, intricate pieces, especially current, modern real grades. And the goddamn Ariel MGSD would take a long time because even though it's a master grade, or even though it's an SD master grade, it's still going to have a ton of stickers. And obviously stickers take a long time, for me anyway, to apply. All right, so we finished these two things, these two components here. And then we're gonna work on more parts for the this here. Oh yeah, we're working on more components of this. Once we get it all together, then we'll panel line the whole thing once it's all together. Right now, we're not doing the panel lining, but we will. That's cool looking. At the end, we'll get the gray marker and the black marker once this the G Defender is built. Which is already looking real good. I wonder if we should have said no to the instructions and instead started with the Gundam, with the 178, because now I'm like, I don't know, this might be the coolest part, and then we're just going to build a pretty stock standard Gundam, like reissue from 2002. Reminder that this kit is this box does say 2002 on it, but this is most likely a reissue from anywhere from 5 to 10 years ago, because just in general, that's generally the case. This has probably not been sitting on some shelf somewhere and then sent out. Like, this sticker is still pretty new. So most likely, although I will say, there you go, right? There is an added sticker. So this was, whoever put this on Amazon did have it in a store. It was in a store at some point. But in general, these are just reissues, so I don't know how old the plastic is, but I can tell you that the design is from 2002. Like, they haven't changed the design, just the plastic might not be 24 years old. I have to remember now that it's 2026 and not 2025. So it's not 23 years old. It's at least a 25 or 24-year-old design, if not 24-year-old plastic. Occasionally, I do get an old kit that feels like that plastic is old. This plastic doesn't feel that old, which is nice. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to take a little break here, just a tiny little break. I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can support what I do here. And everything I'm about to talk to you is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things. But If you would like to support me and what I'm doing here, you're more than welcome to. I'm just going to talk about some ways you can do it if you'd like. And first and foremost, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 Blue emote in a chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. You could be like Fantasy Frank and use your token because you have Amazon that you linked with your Twitch. You get that Twitch Prime. You can use that for anybody. If you wanted to use it for me, you certainly could. And I would really appreciate it. Or you could just, you use cash as well. You could gift a sub if you wanted to. You could be the first person to gift a sub this month. I am well over my goal because of the generosity of Twitch through the medium of Mary Kish. So I'm good. But if you wanted to gift a sub, you could certainly do that. Bits and coins always appreciated. You could be in the bit sub leaderboard, the cheer leaderboard, not the bit sub, the cheer leaderboard. You could be in there. There's another way to support what I do here. There are other ways. That's just all the ways you can do it through Twitch, which you're already here. So it's kind of easier to do that stuff. But if you want to jump over to my Patreon, you could. My Patreon, where there is a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. I just put out a message on Patreon with my schedule because it's a new month. And so I wanted to thank people for sticking around and supporting me over there on Patreon. It's very kind of them. And yeah, like I said, there are different things you get for doing different things there. I have a YouTube channel. Hey, you should check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe for free, of course. But if you want to become a member over there for $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you'll get them before other people see them. I'm sorry, I just have to really quickly check. Did I set that up? I did. Great. So the video that I put out yesterday for people to watch and enjoy, my members saw that on Tuesday. They got ahead of the game. So you could do that. Everything I make through, I'm sorry, one other thing. Those are monthly ways to support me. If you want to support me just like on a one-off with my PayPal or my Ko-Fi directly, you can do that. I got links to right there. And everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And out of that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets and various things and things. So if you want to support me that way, you certainly could. That's another way to support what I do here, is, financially through that. So that way I can buy a kit in December of 2024 and not get to it until January of 2026. If I did not have your continued support on a monthly basis in some cases, or once in a while in other cases, that would not have stayed in my backlog. I would not constantly be buying new stuff that got built sooner. It would have always just hung out in that backlog. But now I'm building it. So thank you for that. Hey, I talked about how I have some model kits on my Amazon wish list. If you would like to buy something for me to build on my Amazon wish list, you could do that. I got the link there in chat. It's in the show description of the YouTube video. What's up, VOD watchers? I got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, a bunch of different things and things. If you see something there you'd like to see me build in the future, you can buy it, and then it'll come to me in the mail, and I'll make a dedicated video on my YouTube channel about the thing you purchased, called a mailbag video, and then it'll jump the queue and become the next thing I work on. I added something based on a recommendation that I saw in someone who's built this. I put on a Blokes Transformers Action Edition G1 Megatron. I just added that to the wish list. It comes with a fucking throne that Megatron can sit on. And apparently it's a fun build. It might be a little bit of a quick build for the money it is, but I've been told that this is a good one. Now, does Blokes sound like a knockoff brand? Yes. But apparently You know they're real because they say genuine licensed IPs, but apparently they have a bunch of Japanese licenses like Transformers and Saint Seiya and Ultraman and Evangelion, Hatsune Miku. I know they're legit because they have a partnership with Sesame Street, and Sesame Street would go after them if that was not true. I believe the Sesame Street stuff is not model kits. I don't think. Oh no, they are. They're model kits. They're little model kits. Okay, that's fun. You can buy 4 of them for some money. Get yourself a. I bet those are really fast to put together, but they are model kits. That's cool. Anyway, apparently Blokes is on the up and up. So I put in there, I'd like to build this Megatron to have him sit on a purple throne. That sounds great. So that's on the wish list. If you want to see me put that together, I can do that. If you want to support me financially by buying me a model kit to build, but you don't want to go through Amazon, I get it. You can go through Throne. I got a wish list there. And if you need your financial support to be convoluted and weird and complicated, I've got a plan for you as well. You go to USA Gundam Store. At USA Gundam Store, you can buy a gift card. They will send you a They will send you a gift card code in your email. Then you will whisper me on Twitch or DM me on Blue Sky or Mastodon or Twitter with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. It's just that simple. If you want to support me financially, but you don't want to spend any money, join my Discord. My Discord rules. We would love to have you hang out in there. It's chill. I got a couple of video links for you to check out. On Monday, I will have a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club, which I recorded on Tuesday. The most recent one that's on my YouTube is my top 10 for 2025. Find out what got honorable mention that is really a dishonorable mention. Find out what anime that actually came out in 2024 is on my 2025 list. And find out, did a silly anime that was beautifully done beat out a absolute unbelievably solid and tearjerker of a finale of an anime modern classic? Watch the video. Get mad in the comments, whatever you want to do. But please watch that video. I think it's one of my best. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. And all throughout December, and this was the last Wednesday in December, so I won't say that part anymore. But the current theme that I'm working with for Kuma Baer is recommendations of anime you can watch for free with ads. You can watch the phenomenal anime movie Jinro for free with ads on Tubi, dub or subbed. Jinro is a phenomenal thriller action movie. It is, I would say, its look at fascism from both sides of the political spectrum. Both the people. We don't see a lot of the people doing the fascism, but we see a lot of the people who are fighting against it, and a lot of people who are, their job is to enforce the fascism. And it is a wild tale. It is apparently, you can watch this without watching 2 live action movies that are part of a trilogy that this is part of, because this is the prequel to those other movies, which I did not know until like 2 years ago, that there are 2 live action movies that came out, and then this is like the 3rd movie, but it's set before the other 2. You can just watch it. Jinro rules. The Wolf Brigade. What a phenomenal movie that you can watch free with ads on Tubi. All right, I have a manga that I would like to talk to you about, and then I have a anime to kind of recap. New season starting up, but right now still talking about some stuff from past seasons. I want to see what is the first show that I'll be watching. I'm looking at the airing thing here. I don't know if I'm going to cover. Yeah, I'm not covering that. I actually don't know what I'm going to be covering on Saturday. If there's a new show that I want to talk about on Saturday, there probably isn't. So it probably won't talk about a show until Monday, is my guess. So yeah, I don't think I actually have anything to talk about on Saturday. So I'll talk about another show that I'm getting caught up on. But yeah, I got an anime that I want to talk to you about that I finished. I didn't think I would finish it, but yesterday I ended up finishing the whole season of a show. So I want to talk about it a bit in depth. But before I do that, I need to drink a bunch of water. My throat is so dry. It is. It's not good. And with a transition to the overhead camera, I have a new dramatic song to play. So let's do all that right now. All right, that fades out too fast, so I got to change that. It just cuts off. I got to add a tail to it. But yeah, that's our new dramatic song because that's just an MP3 that I'm playing here. And so that should be fine. But yeah, got a new dramatic song. The last one, somebody was trying to say I didn't have the rights to use, which I did have the rights to use. Everyone has the rights to use that song, but they were trying to say no. And it was annoying, so... We'll see if any of this one trips it, or the dance song trips any kind of alarm, but we should be okay. This is our first time using this sprue here, so we're working on some kind of joint thing here. Oh yeah, that's right. We're working on the another part of we got the cockpit. Now we're working on like the body of the backpack. So we'll get this stuff together here. And while I'm getting this together, I want to talk to you about a manga that I have been reading called The Strongest Villain, who had hidden himself deep in the mountains to escape his downfall, is dragged back into the spotlight by the heroine he once saved. And if you don't think this was based on a visual novel, then you don't know what visual novels are these days. Obviously, this is... got all the hallmarks of the visual novel. This is an isekai. A guy is reborn as the strongest villain in an RPG, a like dating forward RPG. And he's like, shit. Fuck. He like understands how he can get strong and do all this stuff. He doesn't want to be anything to do with his family. Hey, Lysandas. He doesn't want anything to do with the family he's in. Basically, our guy is like, has one of the smartest possible decisions, and then other stuff happens. But at the very beginning, Alba, or Al as he goes by, Al makes a unbelievably smart decision, which is, hey, I can't get ruined and defeated by the hero if I never meet the hero. So he fakes his own death and runs away and moves into the mountains where he trains, because he's like, look, maybe the hero's going to show up here. Then I'd have to fight him. So I should be strong, and develops his own fighting style based on what he knows about the video game, and it ends up being stronger than he would be in the game. And so, because like, there was not an ending where his character didn't die. So he's just like, okay, I'm just going to have to fucking figure this shit out and work my ass off, and then I'm going to avoid the bad ending. So he just lives a quiet life in the mountains, and then a girl shows up, and she's in trouble. And he's like, all right, I gotta help her. Because he's strong. He's got to do the right thing and help this girl out. Even though, of course, she's from the video game. She is, of course, a character from the video game. Let's see. Sorry, I need G, 12, and 9. She's from the video game. Hey, Jam! Jam to subscribe with Prime. That's 92 months. Thank you so much, Jam. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue in the chat. Thank Jam for the continued support. Means a lot. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for using your channel points. Or not channel, sorry. Thanks for using your token on that. That rules. This girl shows up, and she is a member of the hero's party eventually. She's the saint. It's like, fuck. And one of her abilities weakens him in the future, in the regular timeline, the non-canonical now timeline. She's like instrumental in his downfall. He, in a perfect world, should have let her die, and then he would like really disrupt the game world. But of course he's not going to do that because he's still a good dude. But he comes up with an alternative, which is kind of give her a great life so she doesn't want to leave, by just like, she was running away anyway, which is like in storyline, she was going to show up and it would have been fine, but he's just like, I ended up helping her. And then he's like, I guess, all right, well, I guess this is what we're doing. And they just kind of like live and hang out for a long time. And then eventually he's like, you're not happy. You want to be a saint. You want to go study at the academy. All right, well, you should go. And she's like, well, yeah, I do want to do that, but I want you to come with me. And he shouldn't go. Like I said, he was making one of the smartest decisions I've ever seen in one of these, like, I want to change my fate style isekais. He goes with her. And then the story kind of opens up some. I like the slow life of the two of them living together, just kind of like being a non-romantic couple and just kind of like seeing what's up. I thought that was cute and fun. Obviously, that is not meant to be. There is meant to be more story and have him interact with. We do get to see, because they go to the academy, and he meets the guy that is destined to be the hero. And that guy wants to be Al's friend, which is good, but he wants to compete with Al and have them be like fighting buddies, which could lead to Al's death. So Al is not super stoked about that shit. And there are a bunch of people that like misunderstand if he's in a relationship with the Saintess and are jealous. Also, he faked his death. And so his ex-fiance shows up. And she's like, what's up? But she does realize that he has changed, and he has changed himself, and she respects the new version of Al. And so like, it's kind of fine, but that might end up being a big deal. And then also there's a plot to kill a bunch of them, which Al understands the plot because he knows what the video game is, but they don't understand what's going on. And so he's kind of like, has to kind of decide like, how far off the route can we go? What's the ending that I can do? Like, he's like, it would be best if I did this, but then somebody would die. And I don't want that to happen. So he's like rewriting the story to get the best ending, and also hopefully preventing himself from dying. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one of those. One thing, so I don't have the vocabulary, unfortunately, to fully explain what I mean when I say the following. I wish I had a better vocabulary for this. I don't. There's something interesting and unique about the art in this game or this manga that I really enjoy. There's something just really unique about the way that this thing is put together that I'm really interested in. There's obviously it's digital, but it looks hand drawn. It looks messy is the wrong word, and that's the word I keep coming back to. but it's not amateurish and it's not messy, but it looks like lovingly made. It does not look like it is the product of deadlines and a team and all of that. There's like a grime maybe to it, a dirtiness to it. I don't know. I don't have the right vocabulary for this, and I apologize. But when I look at it, it just feels great to look at. It's just like, but it doesn't feel like brilliantly drawn. It's occasionally does feel maybe even a little amateurish, but it mostly just feels like, I don't know, loved. It's got a little bit of a loved vibe to it. I don't know. I don't have the proper words for this one. I wish I did, but I don't have it. A39. Okay. But it's like, I don't know. There's just, the vibes are really fucking good in this particular anime. I'll say that, or manga. Sorry, manga. The vibes are very good in the strongest villain who had hidden himself deep in the mountains to escape his downfall is dragged back into the spotlight by the heroine he once saved. It's a fucking mouthful, but I'm digging it. It's a good time. I'm enjoying reading it. I look forward to the next chapter of it. All right, and D2. This is a very involved defender, which is great. It's cool that this is so involved. I love that. I'm having a good time building this thing. All right, then I need E1 and F6. We'll get this part together and we'll do it. All right, so now to talk about SANDA. That's right. I finished all of SANDA. I mentioned it on Tuesday that I was watching it despite not really enjoying my time with it. And that remains true. In general, I watched the whole series because I like Science Saru so much. Science Saru kind of doesn't miss for me. And so I watched all of it. And I should say, it is animated beautifully. Science Saru does phenomenal work. It is a gorgeous looking series. The action scenes are fantastic. The transformation scenes, which we'll get to talking about the transformation stuff, all look really good. It is top to bottom an excellent adaptation of a story I don't particularly enjoy and don't think is that good, and is a very dumb premise that they play with. And maybe they didn't need to make this into an anime. Is my major thought on SANDA is, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if that needed to be an anime. If Science Saru had not made this, I would not have watched all of this show. I would have definitely dropped it sooner had another studio made it. Because a big part of me watching it was just that the studio I like worked on it. But if JC had worked on it, or even Bone Films had worked on it, if Madhouse had made it, or Mappa, I probably would have skipped it. Because I would have been like, or I would have stopped watching it. Anyway, I will say this. My negativity aside for a moment, I will cast away my negativity on this for a brief moment, just to say that all of my thoughts on it, the first episode is worth fucking watching. Because even if I don't tell you, even if I tell you what happens, I think it's okay, because I still think it, even if you know that a character gets attacked by another character, I think you'll be fine to watch it as it is. But I will say, people don't believe in Santa Claus anymore. Our main character, SANDA, is from the bloodline of Santa Claus and can transform into Santa. And through the course of this season of show, he gets better at being Santa. And there are people that don't want him to be Santa, or they don't want Santa to exist. And a lot of those people, I'm not quite sure what's going on there and what their deal is. I mean, there's one person that she makes a lot of good points, but most of the characters, I'm like, why the fuck don't you want Santa around? What's going on? And it's a nonsense premise, and it's very fun. And the world treats that premise like it is important. And it is a power fantasy, fighting battle manga into an anime. It's a battle anime that just so happens to be about a guy that can transform into Santa Claus, who then kicks ass. And that should be enough. But I don't think it's good. I think it's cool to look at. But I think in general, I think the story is weak and it gets by on that. I don't like most of, if not all of the characters. There is a interesting thing to be explored in it. There's a theme within it of children versus adults and fighting, and like adults fighting children can't, they'll naturally hold back, and kids have some innocence to them that adults don't have. And there's just stuff going on there that's very intriguing and interesting, but I don't feel like the anime fully gets into it. Like, they set up a bunch of stuff of like big questions and big vibes and big feelings, and then kind of just like, well, we can't really talk about that because we have to have another fight scene. Like, yeah, that stuff is cool to explore. You think about that on your own. So I will say this. Obviously, I finished it. I didn't stop watching it. I stopped watching other shows this season that I did not particularly enjoy. But I kept up with SANDA. So there must have been something about it that interested me. But I will say that, once again, most of the shit that interests me about it was the fact that the people that made it, and that it was really good to look at. It was like well-paced, good fight scenes, that it was like fucking fun to follow along with. But I didn't particularly love the characters. And I didn't particularly care about the story. And I think some of the stuff that is weird in there is just weird for weird's sake. I don't know. I'm glad it... I don't know what I want to say there. I was about to say something like, oh, I'm glad it exists. But I don't even know if I'm glad it exists. Maybe... Oof. Am I going to say it? Do I feel this way? I might feel this way. I might wish that someone else did this and Science Saru did something else. Oh, I messed up there. Did I write down Crunchyroll is where you watch this? Yeah, no, this is not. That's on Prime. I must have watched this on Prime, right? Yeah, because they had it, so. Yeah, I watched it on Prime. I don't know why I wrote down CR. Sorry, I gotta update that in here. I wrote down CR. I didn't mean it. It's Prime. Sorry about that. Yeah, I kind of wish Science Saru had made something that wasn't this. Oh. Feel kind of bad about saying that. I mean, I know that this was not... They also made season 2 of Dan this year. So, like... But last year, the only thing they made was Dan. So they went from doing 1 anime a year to 2 anime a year. So it's not like it broke them to do this shit, right? It's not breaking the bank. It's not disrupting everything. They did 2 anime this year. I still think that Dan season 2 was fucking phenomenal. So, and they're going to do 2 shows next year. They're doing, or this year, I should say, 2026. They're doing 2 shows in 2026. They're doing Jadugar, A Witch in Mongolia. And they're also doing The Ghost in the Shell, which is, the art style looks more like the manga. Them doing an adaptation of The Ghost in the Shell is phenomenal idea. Moko-chan is doing that, is directing. Okay, yeah. That's going to be phenomenal. And then A Witch's... Okay, so it's an anime based on the manga A Witch's Life in Mongolia. Which I have never heard of. Is still running right now. Started in 2021. Okay. But yeah, Science Saru is doing it. Okay. Naoka Yamada is doing it. All right, great. Naoka Yamada, who worked at Kyoto Animation for years and years, is moving into doing that. Directed K-On! The director of fucking K-On! And is doing something. So, like, yeah, that sounds good to me. Most recent anime was did unit directing for Sound Euphorium season 1 and 2. Okay, yeah, all right. Directed The Colors Within. So that's why she hasn't had an anime TV show in a few years. She directed a movie. Oh, and also the Heike story, which is the probably the one I did not enjoy the most that Science Saru has made. So, but I mean, Ghost in the Shell is obviously the one I care more about. I got to put a big sticker on this, so I'm going to figure out which of these is our third sticker is here, and it is D5. It goes on D5, and it is, these are old kits because they don't have, they have symbols here to figure it out. So it is, okay, these are the same. So it's this one or that one. They're uniform, which is great. All right. So yeah, that's all my thoughts about SANDA. I think it's visually really interesting, but I wish Science Saru had made something else. The general thoughts on that one. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you. What are you up to? What have you been into during the Crimbo limbo between Christmas and New Year's? Did you get up to anything? Did you watch anything, read anything, get caught up on an anime or Game of the Year conversations? Did that lead you to be like, because of that, I end up buying this game and getting into this game because I didn't play it, or now I finally have the time, or you're just playing old shit like I am? Always love hearing from you about those things and things, so please let me know what you got going on. I will say for me, obviously I was prepping a lot for my Tuesday stream, which I had a great time on. Thank you for everybody that came by as I talked about anime for over 2 hours. It was one of the shorter ones of those. It just worked out that way, but I still had lots to talk about for all that goddamn anime that's out there. Hyping myself up for the new season and also talking about the shows that were coming out and all that, or had aired and all that. Okay, I think I put this together right. Yeah, we'll see. This sticker went on pretty easy, so that's nice. And then this looks like that. So yeah, thank you everybody that joined me on Tuesday for that stream. Again, I did not stream on last night, so that, which was nice. I talked about maybe doing it. I downloaded the game. I downloaded a mod manager for the game. I'm fucking playing Fallout 4 again. I got a bunch of goddamn mods for Fallout 4. I'm having a great time in Fallout 4 playing that. All right, I'm going to panel line everything we have here because I'm not tired or anything, but I'm like, I don't want to get into starting this section on the opposite side. So instead, for the next few minutes, I'm just going to do some panel lining because I have a bunch of panel line. So we'll do that. But yeah, I'm back on my bullshit with Fallout 4. I started a new save. I have it's my first time playing that on this computer. My biggest issue with Fallout 4 right now, which is a weird problem to have, no matter what I do, I can't get it to play in the monitor I want it to play in. I have 3 monitors. I want it to be in my primary monitor. It's now in my secondary monitor. I don't know why. I have Steam on that primary monitor. I have the Vortex, which is my mod manager, on that monitor. I have it set to play on that monitor. I have it windowed and borderless so I can drag it and tab over and drag it. It just will not fucking do that. It will not work. It will not do what I want it to do. I have to play it in a tab, in a monitor I don't want to play it in. There's only one thing I haven't tried yet because it's annoying, is I could unplug the other 2 monitors so I only have one monitor and play the game in that one monitor and then exit out of the game. And that might make it so the next time I open it, it plays in that one monitor. I am going to try that this weekend. I did not want to do that, but that might be the only recompense I have there. Lysandus, yeah, the INI file lists it as my primary monitor, as the monitor it opens in, and I don't know why it won't do it. Yes, the fun of multi-monitor gaming, but my old computer, the previous computer that I had where I played it on, worked fine, and I don't know why. Yeah, Lord Crasher says, I had Rocket League launch on the wrong screen for the first time ever, so I had to make it windowed and drag it, which I did do. Again, I made it windowed, I did drag it, and then it just still doesn't want to fucking do it, and I don't know why. It's just being a baby, and it's frustrating because I want it to work. But I'm still having fun with Fallout 4. I am using a companion, a mod companion who I have never used before, who has a lot of fucking dialogue, and that's fun. She has a lot to say, and she's got some unique quest stuff, and that's fun. I have made her very happy because I murdered a character that she really wanted dead, and I needed him dead anyway, so it worked out great. I'm happy she's happy. He needed to die no matter what. But I'm having fun with that. I'm almost at the point where I can put Curie, the robot, into a human or to a synth body so she can act like a human. We'll see how that goes, but I'm close to getting that done. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I got a bunch of cheats going. It's very fun cheats. Mods with cheats on it that are good and stupid. I'm doing one-hit kills, so I'm using a weapon that is not particularly that strong comparatively, but has a lot of range, so I can just one-shot people from a distance, and that is very bad and great. Bad in a good way. It's very fun. What I do need to do is I need to get a mod that allows me to basically summon settlers, like craft settlers, basically. I need one of those because it's taking too long for settlers to show up at my various settlements, because I have a bunch of fucking settlements and they take way too long to show up, and I got to build up all my dumb settlements so I can start. I don't know why I need to do that, but I want to do that. I want my settlements really happy and with a lot of people and a lot of stores. So I need to I need to like craft people to exist. So I got to get one of those. I got to find one of those that'll hopefully work good. And especially if it lets me like pick the kind of people that I want in there so I can balance it out properly. I'm playing Hearthstone every day. You know me. You know I'm playing Hearthstone. I'm having a good time. There's a thing going this week that they want you to do a lot of co-op stuff in the Tavern Brawl, and that's fun. That's been a fun little bit of business, so I'm doing that. The Tavern Brawl is a good time. It's our old Tavern Brawl that has been in there before, but I like it. And then, yeah, new month, so trying out some new stuff in there. Having a good time in Hearthstone. Anything else that I want to tell you about? I'm going to watch wrestling tomorrow. I'm going to watch YUU, the wrestler Yu, have her last match in Sendai Girls, a tag team match with her tag team 200 team 200 kg. 200 kilograms. I'm looking forward to her final match in there. That'll be a good time. I have not seen that yet because it was not streamed, and then it went up, and there was other stuff going on with wrestling last week, so I didn't get to it. But now I can get to it. I'm going to read what y'all been writing. Lysandus rewatched Chernobyl. Great show. That is a great show. You're right. And I think that's a heavy show to rewatch, but I applaud you for rewatching it. I don't know if I'll ever go back to it, but I liked what I watched I liked it when I watched it. Lori Cratchit says, I watched the Stranger Things finale, which was good. Yeah, I heard they stuck the landing on that. That's good. Good to know. Unfortunately, the art in the credits after the finale has some fucking AI bullshit, AI art in it. And that's a fucking shame. That's a goddamn bummer. That has such a high budget and makes so much fucking money. The fact that they used AI art is a real fucking shame. And I assume that if enough people are mad about it, they will say that they contracted a third party and they didn't and they promised them it wasn't AI and they didn't know it was AI or whatever. But clearly somebody fucking knew that art was AI, because it's obviously bad in places. So that's a shame. But I hear good things about the season. I haven't watched it, but heard good things about the season. So, and then Lashbury says, been playing a bunch of Valheim. Yeah, you said that you had downloaded Valheim. You were doing more Valheim. Had to chop down a large forest, but I was able to put up the last of my Christmas decorations on New Year's Day. Hell yeah. Decided to finish out my sporadical watch of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and season 6 and 7 has some all-timers. Fuck yeah, you're right, man. Yeah. That show, 6 and 7 are great seasons, if I remember correctly. Ugh, Coast to Coast, what a good show. What a good, weird premise that they let get made and that people got on board with pretty quickly. All-timer. Lysander says the heroism of people involved in Chernobyl was incredible. It's awful how the USSR Russia hit it. 100%. Yeah. I mean, it very, very, very much, you are correct, Lysandus. All right. I panel lined this. I haven't panel lined the cockpit here. So we will have to panel line that. And I haven't done these parts yet, which is just, black marker is not really going to show up on this blue anyway, but it's still good to do it. But that is going to do it for tonight's stream. Our first fucking stream of the year. starting off right. We had a good time, I'd like to think. I hope you had fun. I had a good time with this. We finished a cool Lego set, and then we started a cool model kit, and I'm excited to work on this. As I said, it's been in my backlog all of last year, and now I get to fucking work on it, and I'm excited for that. I'm gonna drink a little water here as we close things down. Great. So what's going to happen now is we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff out there, and we're going to keep the party going. It's a Thursday, so there's people out there streaming. It's also the first of the year, so I'm sure some people are getting out there and doing some stuff. So we'll hang out with a few people, see what's going on with them. Let's see. Who should we go and see what's up with them? Let's see, how long has this person been going here? They have been going for only 2 hours. Okay. So we're going to go raid Sebmal. Sebmal is doing some stuff right now, playing some games. You know Sebmal. But Sebmal's only been going for a couple hours. So we'll go give Sebmal a raid. And see what's going on over there. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you will come by on Saturday for my next stream, where I continue to work on this kit. Continue to work on the RX 178 plus the FXA 05D. And the Super Gundam. As I continue to work on the Super Gundam, I want to thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Hope you come along on this raid. Hope you come back on Saturday for more model kit building and conversation, and I'll have another anime to talk to you about, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.